Next question is about education. So all of the candidates have, in the questionnaires, mentioned that they would like to realign schools with 21st century jobs. Yet all the skills needed to create those jobs, creativity, the ability to think on your feet, the ability to problem solve, are all stifled by some of the policies you've agreed to in other forums. How do you plan to foster the skills for the future while supporting increased use of standardized testing and charter schools that focus on zero tolerance, more seat time, and cutting of extracurricular activities?
Well, first of all, I think that testing has unquestionably crowded out an awful lot of the kinds of educational initiatives that we like to include in public school education. I'm a big believer that extending the school day makes some sense. We've got to compensate teachers appropriately to do it. That doesn't mean every school system needs to accept that, because some school systems will say, no, we don't want it. I think you do have to have some local involvement, local control. My wife is a teacher for 43 years. She is vice chair of the Mass Cultural Council. We have cut out of our schools creativity, meaning theater, dance, music, playing of instruments. Barbara is fond of saying that when you teach a child to pick up a flute or a paintbrush, they're much less likely to pick up a gun or a syringe. So let's realign the curriculum to kind of teach the values and the things that students need in order to succeed and win in a competitive economy. That means trying to find a way to limit the amount of time that we spend on tests, although I believe the standardized tests are settled law, if you want to use that expression. I don't think they're going away. We will continue to have standardized tests. But if we don't bring sports, remedial education, creativity back into the classroom, we're not going to give the kids the creativity they need. And finally, that's one of the reasons I've said I want to double the funding for the Massachusetts Cultural Council over the next 4 years. Why? Because it will put more money in the hands of local arts councils, and it will bring back the Artists in Residence program in public school education. What does it mean to a child to be able to act, to be able to make stained glass, to be able to draw, to be able to paint, to have that creative side of his or her brain nurtured and developed and flourished into the kind of skills that we'll need in this 21st century economy? Problem solving, teamwork, all the things that we want our kids to learn to be fully educated citizens. That's what we're trying to create, citizens.